It's the only reason. Now it's time to sip it too with Mike and Stu on Talk.
Bye bye.
Wow.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Where the
Morning.
sun at? Where the sun at, Mike?
I don't know. It's out there. Look at it. I see
It's
it.
supposed to be sunny
There's the
today.
sun.
It's supposed to be sunny today.
Yeah, I see the sun out there. Look
clouds
at
in
it.
the sky. Now it's
No.
all cloudy.
Look at it. There's the sun.
That's a flashlight.
Good morning. What Chew Show? I'm Mike.
I'm
Which is
Stu.
Sip. That's Stu, which is Chew. They all right.
Yeah.
But hey, it's
Yeah,
gonna,
Mike and Sip sound just alike.
I have people they butcher it. Oh, you're on that Mike and Chew show.
Yeah, Mike and Chew. That's it.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, welcome. Thanks everybody for listening this morning. It's gonna be a beautiful day outside today, I guess.
That's the theory.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be beautiful all
Oh,
week.
I rechecked the forecast. It's supposed to be cloudy all day. No sun at all.
What?
Yep.
Well, as long as it's not raining and
It
as long
says
as it's
0%.
not,
But I got to tell you, this app I've got, WeatherBug,
Mhm.
terrible.
Well,
Because it will show you the hourly and it says it's supposed to be 64 degrees right now, but the current temperature is 51.
mhm.
Well, you can't update that?
Yeah, for real. But it's supposed to be a pretty week all week.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Which we need.
then it's supposed to rain again on the weekend. So,
Really? The last I saw it wasn't supposed to rain again till the week after that.
it changes.
Then
It
again, I just told you, WeatherBug. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Sunday. Sunday is the only day of rain forecast. That's 80%. Next Sunday.
Yeah, mine says
Again.
58%. So
Yeah. Like I say, I'm probably going to ditch this WeatherBug.
I think I would if it's not.
Apparently, it's more bug than weather.
It's got bugs in it. Your bugs got bugs in it.
Need to debug my weather.
So what's been like down at Mardi Gras right
Uh,
now? You slinging any noodles?
little.
Okay.
There have not been big crowd turnouts. I
No.
don't know what the media is saying, but
Well, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Friday I kind of, but yesterday was nothing.
it.
And
I
that's
think,
usually a huge day.
and I'm not faulting the radio. I mean the
Local media.
local media, but you know, sometimes they can. There's two different things that can keep up away: rain,
Yeah,
the forecast of rain, and then the horror stories about parking downtown.
yeah, and the abject poverty caused by the economy.
And there's that too.
And you know, and they can use a phrase,
Hmm.
and you can interpret it different ways. Wonderful crowds tonight at the Mardi Gras parade. Well, they were very nice people.
Hmm.
What few showed up.
Yeah.
But all along government, you can see patches of railing that have nobody on them.
Yeah.
It's never more than one person deep at it. And I'm thinking that's the weather keeping things away.
It could be.
And hopefully that will improve next weekend, because this is the serious parading. I understand gets started Thursday.
Yeah. It goes right on into the good weekend. And
Yeah.
but you got the Senior Bowl
Yeah.
this next weekend. So
Yeah.
you're going to have extra crowds for that. And then they'll do the
Well, keep
Senior
in
Bowl.
mind, Senior Bowl's in West Mobile now. It takes everything out of downtown.
Well, they still got all the players down there.
Oh, yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna-
Looking forward to that.
They're going to have
Yeah.
the parade they do
Mhm.
downtown.
Right.
So yeah.
Which there's no point in, since there's Mardi Gras parades always. Real ones. Bona fide.
Yeah.
But, you know, if that's one more reason to get people down there, let's do it.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean, but yeah. I mean, the Senior Bowl, even though when it's played at Ladd, it's you still got the people downtown,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters where it's played at.
Yeah. Well,
It does from a safety point.
you are the unofficial Mardi Gras guru for the
How's
city of Mobile,
How's that?
because you've always been an enthusiast, very active in different
do.
societies.
I do.
There was a time you went to a ball every day. I mean, there was
I've been about every ball, but not every week and not every year.
not at the same night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But have you ever known the downtown restaurants at 9:00 on the Friday and Saturday parades to be completely empty? And that's what we saw this weekend.
Yeah.
Heroes was gone last night by 9:00. They
Yeah.
weren't even in the restaurant anymore.
But they were showing. I saw a camera of Bourbon Street the other Friday night,
Mhm.
and they had a parade, I think, and there wasn't that many people on Bourbon Street Friday night.
And it may just be that this is just the locals coming, that the tourists aren't able to come to town.
Mhm.
And if that's the case, then we're going to lose money on Mardi Gras this year as a city, because it's those out of town tourist dollars taking up the hotels and eating at the restaurants. and all that. That's what pays for all this.
What about the cruise schedule? How's that affected?
I don't know.
Probably shouldn't.
Saturdays.
I mean, supports or it takes away. I would think if they've got a
Can they get a
leaving? At the time you've got everybody coming, supposed to be coming in.
I had a friend ask me from California, asked me were there any hotel rooms. I said I have no idea.
Yeah.
You got the cruise ships, and she was going to be in town this weekend. I said you do have the cruise ships, and they take up people.
Yeah.
And but there are more hotels downtown, and I don't know. I really don't know.
That would be a good indicator. Just check with the Admiral Settings and all that,
Or just pull up booking.com and see if I can get anything.
Well, I was just looking at numbers. You get with it's always a numbers game. You get with the hotels. If they're full up, no vacancies, then that should be a good indicator.
I just don't know. I don't know. It's I've been dog sitting out in West Mobile. So
there you go. Now
I haven't really been downtown.
You don't cat sit. Cats don't need sit.
Cats take care of themselves.
Yeah. You just leave it outside the house. It'll feed itself. It'll bathe itself. And it still loves you when you get back.
Mine are inside cats.
Yeah.
Mine are inside. Well, Jude is an inside outside, but he's mostly inside. But I'll go when I leave here. I'll go to my place and feed them some more because they have an automatic feeder and they got all their litter box, the cat stuff and their toys and plenty of warm spots. Yeah, they take care of themselves. I can go away for 4 days and they take care of themselves. Yeah, because they got plenty of food and
they still hike their hind leg and say hi. How are you?
And they get their cat naps, in and but
this is kind of eye-opening. Oh no, okay, that's not the one that it took me to Hilton. The Garden Inn, one right on Bienville Square, that's sold out this weekend.
Yeah,
you go 10 miles away to the Homewood Suites Hilton Mobile, they got availability.
Yeah.
But
what about check
La Quinta,
Candlewood?
Wyndham Mobile has availability.
Check
Courtyard.
Candlewood downtown.
Well,
Candlewood downtown.
I'm just looking at booking, so it's just pulling.
Because Candlewood is away from Bienville Square. And then you don't have Bienville Square. You don't have parking at the auditorium. They say they're trying to make more parking, and everybody is trying to get a parking spot for their campers. And then I can't even park on my street. They've got street signs up that said we can't even park here, and that's where we park at every day of the year. And
Candlewood is sold out.
People in the Tonti Square where I live, they're upset.
I bet.
We are upset, and they have come in there and taken away all our parking. And like the street where I cannot park on, where I always park, nothing ever comes down that street. They brought a float down there one time for the Mamgur parade, and they were going down a one-way street the wrong way, which is okay. They say it's because it's a direct shot to the interstate. It's Claiborne, and I can't park there. But when they had the big IM and AM secret parties over there on State Street with the big tents, they park all up and down there. And anyway, we're going to have to do something about this because this is where we live and this is our street. But like I said, nothing's ever come down that street. And the one time they brought a float down, the oak trees were taking the top off the floats, and people having to jump.
That would have been
for their lives. And
film worthy right there.
I was looking out my window and just shaking my head.
Well, with this police presence downtown, everybody that's toting a float behind them should probably have a breathalyzer before they're able to pull off, because that's what that sounds like.
They need some scales when they start getting on them horses.
Hey, Mike, 251-343-0106. What the heck is that?
That's the Callahan's Irish Social Club text-in line.
Everything along here is available. All the hotels along here available and at normal prices.
Okay.
Well, I would imagine, but that'll change next weekend with Senior Bowl, probably Monday or Tuesday by midweek.
Well, if they're not coming for Mardi Gras, they may not be coming for Senior Bowl either. The only people that come for that are the NFL and the families of players. So it doesn't bring like 50,000 people into the city. It brings like 7.
It used to, but it's that I don't think it's the indicator it used to be, especially with the NL now.
Yeah.
But NIL, whatever it is.
Shell mounds, a pirate ship, and lovers oak.
The porthole, that's what I'm trying to say. The porthole, changing every
Are we on there?
Message for a loved one. Pay close attention to the letters tied within the tree
Yeah,
on the wagon.
it says-
The shell mound float includes a central well.
Yeah,
representing
we're broadcasting.
the story of Isabella, who stashed riches in the well.
Oh, here we are.
before returning to
I see
Havana
it's not.
in search of her husband, Hernando
Okay.
Isabella.
They've shared
The
that.
legend of the high seas led to pirates searching the island for
Do we have a
decades in
guest
search
or
of
caller
treasure.
today?
Also
We have a guest. We don't know if he's calling or coming.
60-foot
Oh.
serpent representing Bienville's Native American tattoos,
I don't even know what I'm logged in.
Joe Kane, wild
This
Williams, and the skeleton maskers representing the
You share,
master island
please.
Aztec.
Has
All through
has the equipment in here changed any,
Just like Mardi Gras, Candy's Old Dutch Ice Cream Shop is a
or we could plug directly into there to
It
get
wasn't
sound?
their equipment. It was
Huh?
ours.
It was ours.
Yeah. My laptop does not have a calling in.
Celebrate the taste of Mardi Gras with Cammy's Old
We
Dutch
just got
Ice Cream
text.
Shop on the corner of Old Shell and Florida Streets and at the Creamery.
Why, what's going on?
4380 Halls Mill
Just
Road.
instead of having to put one of these in the headphones, we could plug directly in to get down to our stream.
The only thing that I could suggest is they've got the original box for the headphones.
Mhm.
It died, so they bought a smaller version. That's what you're hearing out of your headphones.
Yeah.
You could always, if you have an adapter type of thing, where it can plug into the underneath the counter to run it up into
Yeah,
that.
I've got one at the house. The problem is those little laptops, they don't have the same sound card in them big ones do. So if you just plug a random microphone into it, it doesn't recognize it because it's not engineered to be. It's just a headphone jack.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the headphone.
But this one probably will do it. So I've got one of those cords. It's USB on one end, and I think it's the small phone jack.
Yeah, like these.
Yeah. What is that, 7mm? Oh no, that's the
That's
smaller
the
one.
regular RCA, so you can
Yeah.
plug your normal jack
Yeah.
into that to adapt into those. And
Yeah. So I've got one of those in my backpack, which is not with me today. So
Here we go.
To get on the line, call 343-0106.
Mike,
Stu, I had a friend tell me she didn't like this song. She hated
I don't
this
like
song.
this song.
Well, I
Never had-
unfriended her.
You want me to leave?
No,
Okay.
I'll make an exception for you.
No, I've never liked this song.
Guess where I have not been yet?
Bob's Downtown Diner on the
Not-
corner of Fat and Happy?
Not yet.
Not yet. As
Not
in,
yet.
not this moment.
Not at this moment.
Not today.
I may after the show, but yeah, I'll be going to probably go to Bob's Downtown down at the corner of Fat and Happy, North Jackson, and St. Francis. There are fine folks there,
Yeah.
and Marcus will be playing there today from 10ish to 1ish or something like
From the
that.
time he starts till the time he ends.
That's it. Whenever he starts, whenever he ends, and I want to thank them for being such good friends to our show, and same folks over same thing with our friends over at Le Bichon Wine and Tapas Bar, home of Dave's famous pimento cheese. Some people call it pimento and cheese, but it's pimento cheese.
Yeah, it's pimento too, not pimenta, which is
Okay.
what you say.
Pimento.
Right after you say tapas as
Pimento and
tapas.
cheese. So,
You
anyway,
can take the boy out of Laurel, Mississippi, but you can't take the Mississippi out the boy.
That's
Is
right.
that like saying espresso or espresso? One has an X and one
Be-
other S.
Will you be more Pacific? Which one?
Okay, here we go.
Anyway, and whole sausage and wholesale meats. That andouille, I enjoy cooking with that andouille.
People are loving the Nola mac and cheese
Are they?
because of
I'd
the
be one of
andouille.
them.
Yeah,
I'd be one of them.
Is it andouille?
Oh.
Andouille.
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 Yeah,
Actually, it's
andouille.
not bacon
Oui.
French, it's andouille.
Andouille.
Yeah. Let's circle back around on this in a minute
Okay.
because I got an idea I want to throw at you.
All right. And then we want to thank them for their support and of course Butch Cassidy's over there on in Floshell, corner of, well, it's actually on Florida Street, but it's by the corner of O'Shell Road. So we finally call that Floshell. So what you want to circle back to?
All right. I am thinking about, have you ever been to the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival?
Mm-hmm.
I never have.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of some of the food that's at it?
That's a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, one thing called crawfish bread.
I've had that.
I am thinking of running that this weekend
Okay.
in place of the French press.
Okay.
And just crawfish. But I want to take it up a little. I think I'm going
Well, you're going to have to take it up in price because crawfish are through the roof right
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is it's mostly cheese
now. Okay.
with crawfish scattered in it. And,
To spread the juice.
yeah. But
Like one piece.
I'm
one
thinking
piece
of
bread. Yeah.
I'm thinking of adding a little Hall's Cajun sausage. into
Oh, I
it as well.
would.
Yeah. Pork and shellfish really are naturals together.
Mhm.
And the most common example people can think about is either bacon wrapped scallops or the infamous devil's on horseback, which is shrimp marinated in pineapple juice with soy sauce wrapped with bacon.
Ooh.
Oh, Kansas
Lord
there's
have
not
mercy.
used to all this fancy seafood stuff.
No. I've seen it. I just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
I've seen one.
I've seen them.
You cannot ride them devils on the horse. But yeah, I'm thinking about running the crawfish bread this week.
Okay.
And the Muffalito has had some attention.
It's not a muffalata, but a muffalito.
Yeah.
It means a little.
Handheld, about the size
Okay.
of a cheeseburger.
That
It's a
sounds
mini.
great.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
the
mini
minis are the sliders.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
There's a slider version of a muffalata.
Sorry.
Yeah. Mike's just sitting here thumping his microphone, going, "Is this thing on?"
Right here.
Yeah. So, what do you think, little You've had crawfish bread.
Yes, I have. I had four. I used to go to the French Quarter Fest.
Yeah.
And you talking about a fun festival. And I get some meat pies, some crawfish pies, crawfish bread. The food's all over there. And
the thing about Jazz Fest and French Quarter Fest is there are several dishes that the only time you can get them in Louisiana is at those festivals.
Mhm.
In fact, the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival doesn't let them serve crawfish bread anymore because they say that's not part of the heritage. To which everyone who served it said, "I've eaten it my whole life. How's it not part of my heritage?"
Yeah.
Right.
But crawfish bread's one of those things. Usually the only time you ever saw cochon de lait po' boys at Jazz Fest. Restaurants didn't serve it. People didn't make it at home on the weekends.
Right.
But you can go right across the street from Mac and Cheesery and go into Debris Po' Boy.
Yeah.
And get you cochon de lait.
Well,
You know what that one is?
I don't. I was just curious to ask.
It translates into milk of the pig. What it means is a suckling pig.
Okay.
Traditionally, it was made by roasting a young pig.
Right.
As we said on day one on this show, babies are delicious.
Right.
But you slow roast it, you make a gravy with it, you put that roast pork and the gravy on there. Today, they do it with pork shoulder butt,
Okay.
which same thing you use for pulled pork.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought when you do young lamb, it's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Well, old lamb is called mutton.
Right.
Mutton.
Yeah. And
Mutton for big
hearing
bags.
now that there's a good deal of controversy that a lot of lamb that's coming, I think, from South America isn't lamb, it's actually a goat that they have down there that they're just calling
A lamb.
lamb.
Yeah.
Well, if it tastes the same and I don't care, just tell me what I'm eating.
Right.
Because as long as it's delicious, I'm going to eat it. The name doesn't matter to me.
When I worked, South America, when I worked at Del Chances in high school,
At the South American deal champs.
Yeah.
Buenos Aires.
all the beef they bought
Right.
was from Argentina
That is one
because
of
it
the-
was grass fed.
and it's the top beef producing country in the world.
Let me
for
tell you,
export.
guess what the byproduct is?
Who?
Leather.
Oh, well,
And when
And
I've been down there in the wine business,
mhm.
there are leather shops everywhere.
I used to work with a kitchen manager who was from Uruguay, I believe. Ecuador. He was from Ecuador and wanted to retire to Uruguay.
Everywhere's beautiful.
And
Been there too.
but he said in Argentina and those areas, he said beef is looked at as poor people food because there's so much of it that it's cheap. He said, but you pay through the nose for pork and chicken.
Mm.
David Hubble says it's andouille. Not and do we?
Yeah, on the
I'm good.
Noted,
I'm
David. Noted.
Wii.
I have.
If you did it phonetically, you would take AHM, like on tweet. Yeah, that's French.
Yeah.
Yeah, he spelled it like ON on. Do
That's the problem with phonetics. Everybody's
David, do I do E on
do I do
do
what?
E?
On tweet.
Had we
actually
listened to
soften-
Benjamin,
You soften the E on tweet.
but
Okay.
do you do that in Louisiana?
No.
Well,
Where
I'm
real French is
when
spoken.
in Rome, you do as the Romans do, you know.
Cajun is real French. Okay.
I'm doing as they do in Rome, Georgia. 251-343-0106. Michael, what again is
The
that?
Callahans, Irish Social Club. Texas.
Oh, you were just holding
Oh.
up the 30-second sign. For fun?
What are we doing? Oh, it's
Oh,
3 minutes. Okay. Never mind, folks. Never mind.
If you want to call in, that's the number. Then.
Yeah, do call in or text in.
Or don't. Oh, look, there's a call coming in. Oh, we went straight to the air, huh? Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Cookie, how are you? Who's that? Yeah, I heard that show. Yeah.
Oh, well, those ponds are going to be set up so that they just drain them. But if you want to know how you catch them in the wild, we're not the experts. Well, I mean, the cages and stuff that yeah. Sean Sullivan, you may have heard of him. He's worked on this station a time or two. He actually forages for his own crawfish in the Delta every year. Alabama.
I don't know if he's been this year, but
Yeah.
well, it's just not getting that season. But
Yeah, it's
when
just
I was a
not-
kid,
You use something
we had a
similar to
railroad
crab.
track. we had a railroad track by our house where I lived, and we played in the ditches a lot, catching those little boogers. I didn't know you could eat them though.
All right,
At
folks.
the time.
We gave the number earlier. We got to go, Cookie, on break. Thanks for calling in, but keep listening because the Calametti is going to tell us about food competition.
Yeah.
That works great.
That what?
That works great.
Cool.
Your camera just hangs on to it. Mine, yours has got ears on the end, and the microphones are on the ends where the speaker is. We just figured out our fix. All right, we got Danny calling in next.
Mr. Calametti, you there? Yes, sir. We're doing well. We'll get you on in just a second. Just want to make sure you're ready to go. Hang on.
It's Mardi Gras time, and Window Tinting says, show us your tints, Mobile. No problem if your tints look good, but if your tints are lacking and you're embarrassed at the boom, make an appointment with the professionals at Pro Tint Window Tinting.
Sorry about that. Had my numbers all mixed up.
Your tints, little tints, big tints. If you want your tints to look fake or natural, the tint surgeons at Pro Tint have got you. Call for an appointment today, 802-1234.
The Home Service Club sponsors this paid advertisement. For AC, $4,600. Order $1,000. You need home warranty from the Home Service Club. For around $1 a day, any of your covered appliances and systems break down, HSC will either do the repair or replace them. It has over 15,000 pre-screened, highly rated technicians with the fastest response time in the area. HSC provides coverage for up to 47 different appliances and systems in your home. Call for a free, no obligation quote from a trusted HSC service about a home warranty for your entire home, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. 800-929-7449. Call now and get your first month free, plus $75 off your first year. 800-929-7449.
I've heard that those were going around. That's the first one I've seen.
That's 800-929-7449. 800-929-7449.
Everybody knows going to
Prom?
going to Mexico.
Because it's cheap.
Oh yeah, it's cheaper than Disney World. We went and stayed for
That's because Disney World has to pay their employees a living wage.
9. We went and stayed almost 9 days in Mexico and Cancun, and it was during spring break, and it was three of us, and it was cheaper than going to Disney World. That was 20 plus years ago.
You know what I did for spring break every year during high school and college?
No,
Worked 40 hours that week.
that was me. This is when Brandon was 12, 13 years old.
I never went anywhere for spring break.
Yeah, we didn't either. I didn't go to the beach unless I didn't even know we had a beach until some friends of mine parents took me there.
Check this out on Amazon. It's 100 of the 1 gallon vacuum seal bags for $25. I'm paying 10 for 13. Mike and Stu, that's us.
It is us.
But we're not alone, are we?
No, we're not. We have somebody on the line. We have Danny Calametti. Danny, how are you?
Of the infamous brothers Calametti.
The Calametti brothers. Is that infamous or infamous?
We're famous. They're infamous.
How you doing, Danny? Good. A little bit of busy, kind of, okay. Well, why do they put all them parades right in the middle of Mardi Gras season? Lord, can't park anywhere. Anyway, how you doing? Good. And what is it? What is that? What is there? Oh. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool.
Mhm. Well, that's Alabama. Is where you just like, you want to stop us, feel free to walk on down here and say something to us face to face. Heard of it. Heard of it.
Hmm. Yeah. Cool.
Let me interrupt you a second, Danny. When you say gumbo, oyster gumbo, do you mean oyster or gumbo, or specifically oyster gumbo?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Because I would love a strictly oyster gumbo cook-off. That would be fun to taste that. Nothing but oysters. Yeah. Because that's gumbo in Pascagoula. That's the way it's done in Pascagoula, yeah. Right. Yeah, there is no such thing as this is gumbo and this isn't, with the exception of tomatoes. But
Well, that's whether it's Cajun or Creole.
Well, people in Louisiana will tell you you never put sausage in seafood gumbo, to which I say, then you don't make good gumbo. Because we talked about it earlier in the show, pork and shellfish are natural pairings. And if you find a way to put them together, you always should. So if you don't put sausage in a seafood gumbo, I'm probably going to take points off. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would love to see a seafood, and I use the phrase cook-off very loosely, where all the seafood has to be cold. So, and that could be raw, and you're competing on oysters, and you're competing for the different minuet sauces that go on it, or stuff like that, or like a cold seafood tower, a shrimp cocktail. I'm not saying that it should be raw seafood, but all the service should be cold, because then now no one has to worry about whether or not their food gets cold between the tent and the judges' table. It's already cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would eliminate that one. Plus, I just love cold seafood. You know, like peel and eat shrimp, cold.
Yeah.
Is good. Yeah. Raw oysters. So there you go. There's something to think about. Ooh, have it in an ice house or something. Yeah, have it in an ice house. Cold smoked salmon.
I won't be there.
Well, Danny, it sounds like y'all got a lot planned over the next year. You'll, of course, come back on here if y'all have changes, right? And we do appreciate it. If people want to find out more about any of the things you got going on, where can they go to find it? Just a good catch-all for everything. It's a way of life. Because down here in Mobile, Baldwin County, we like to go coastal. Yeah.
Not postal, but coastal.
Yeah. All right, Danny, we're up against the break, buddy, but we appreciate you coming on. Anytime you need to, you can just call us, okay? All right. Well, I guess I got to make it now. People are expecting it.
You better do it now. Better do it now. They're going to be lining up in a minute. There you go.
All right. Thanks a lot, Danny.
Folks, that's Danny Calametti.
You've been waiting the whole segment for that, haven't you?
Now you're all confusing.
We.
There's music.
When we come back, we got some congratulations to issue about some James Beard.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
But 251-343-0106 is the Callahan's Irish Social Club text or call-in line like Cookie did.
And Danny. So here's my thought. Here's my thought. I basically make the cheese mixture with the Trinity and the crawfish and the sausage in it, and I hold it on my hot bar. Because how they make it in New Orleans is it's cold. You slather it on bread, you put it in the oven for 15 minutes. No one's going to wait 15 minutes for a piece of bread.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it hot. When you order it, pull out the bread, top it with it, and set it on my grill so it toasts the bottom. It gets crunchy.
There you go.
And I can probably get that done in about 3 minutes. That's my thought. But all my help canceled out this weekend, so I had to do everything by myself. So I got lucky that we weren't busier than we were.
Folks have been coming in and out, getting me ready, making sure that's fireplace and oven are ready. It's always cozy when my family gathers around the fireplace. I like to give my family plenty of room so everyone has their own space, but it's always nice when we get together in my large eat-in kitchen. And Mom's gonna love the large bath. It's a great place to relax.
And you can have everything in that crawfish bread except the bread, couldn't you? Crawfish, cheese.
Yeah. Once the crawfish is peeled.
Yeah, it is. Why would I put whole crawfish into this?
Here goes.
Because we like the
Great.
Lord, that's a whole lot of words.
But it's David Hubble.
Yeah.
Love you, David.
He can't hear us right now. Oh, yeah, he can if he's listening there. Ah, I'm not Catholic. So, in fact,
Identify as Catholic.
every year for Lent, I give up Catholicism.
There you go.
You too, David. Yeah. Now I understand the tradition of it, but that doesn't mean it's not.
I'm the one who said that, David.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, David, I'm still listening to that moon pie, Lady Madonna.
He'll probably type it in before you remember it.
What was it? What was that thing you put on Facebook, David, about the moon pie? The Mona Lisa moon pie.
Mona Lisa moon pie.
So they've had a moon pie society at Slidell, and they throw moon pies.
That look like Mona Lisa.
I don't know. Yeah, we're good. See, I knew it, but I already said it, David. I'm still listening to it though.
It takes him time to type.
I can't spend 45 minutes listening
and then
to a
it's got to go
podcast.
through his computer to a cell tower to the internet in space, back down to another cell tower, and then a messenger writes it down, runs over here, gives it to Steve, and he types it in your.
And then we got to wait for the pigeons to fly.
You mean squall? Mike and Stu.
We're having a little fun with David Hubble on the
Yeah.
interweb.
Yeah. In case anyone wonders what Mike and I do, we sit and chew.
There you go. Hey,
Hey,
thank you,
thank you.
Bob's Downtown Diner, corner of Fat and Happy. That place is so cool.
Yeah.
I may go by. I know the other day was Irish Coffee Day, National
Oh.
Irish Coffee Day,
Oh,
but I probably celebrate it today.
yeah. Yesterday was National Chocolate Cake Day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Simon Majumdar was quick to share that one at Twitter.
Well, he also was talking about tacos the other day, and I had to let him know, hey, the other day was Tuesday was Fish Taco Day. Wednesday was National Fish Taco Day.
Any fish taco or specifically the Baja fish taco?
Well,
that
you've been
started
using that word a lot today.
taco.
Specific. You've been specifically saying specifically all day. Like
No, that was you.
5,
That's
6
the first time I said it.
But
You
anyway.
kept saying Pacific.
But we need to thank suspiciously
Suspiciously.
Bob's Downtown Diner, the corner of Fat Happy, for being friends of our show, and thank
someone else out if you can.
Lee Bashan Juan and Tapas Bar over at
Them, we need to mention effervescently
Effervescently
because they sell bubbles.
and charcuteries.
But bubbles.
They were doing
are effervescent.
charcuteries for sure. Charcuteries was cool.
Charcuteries always do.
And who's always cool?
Paul's Sausage and Wholesale Meat.
They sure are.
Yeah.
And you can find that at the
You can
new
find it.
Piggly Wiggly. Over
I have not been to that.
Oh my
Piggly yet,
God,
but I hear it is wonderful.
Oh, you ought to see
Huge.
you ought to see the spread that that David Namen's catering has. Or
Yeah,
David Namen's
Tom was ready to retire, and from what I understand, Alec talked him into. Hold on a minute, I got a little project.
Yeah.
So Tom Hool is, for those who don't know, was the culinary manager for Alec Damon for decades, and probably one of the most influential chefs I've ever had the pleasure to work under. I learned a lot from Tom.
Okay.
And Tom said, I didn't go to CIA like these other jokers. I went to Europe and had a German chef cuss me out for 5 years. Then I came back and out cook them all.
There you go.
And he is still championing the 70s porn
And,
stash.
you know, and the what?
Porn stash.
Oh.
The big bushy 70s
Oh, the big,
thing.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
The
I had to
mustache
think about
from the
that. I used to have
70s.
one in high
The
school.
Burt Reynolds.
I used to have one in the 70s.
Yeah.
So
I've
he-
seen pictures.
We all had one under our bed.
Yeah. But no, you need to go buy the pig. It's really cool.
I do need to. The one in Forest Hill is great. You know, I have been getting their pulled or their whole smoked pork butts and half smoked pork butts. It's really good. I was shocked. I got one
They're Couchon.
because Smacks didn't have enough to share with me for Alt Walk. So I grabbed one. It was $13 for a half butt. And I started pulling and went, man, this bark is first grade. It was phenomenal. So $13.99, you get half a Boston butt smoked at the Piggly Wiggly in Forest Hill. I imagine
Cool.
the one on the airport does it as well. That is as
They all
good as
do
any
it.
barbecue place.
They all do it.
It is
That
terrific.
all started with Dwight Griffin at the one in Foley.
Yeah.
He and when he was at Loxley at the pig there, Dwight was kind of and Mr. Kane. They were really they really saw the future of what you could do in a grocery store. And Kamal Constantine and them and Danny and them, they have done a phenomenal job of taking the Piggly Wigglies and they're not, you know, they put local vendors in there, people that are local.
Lots of local.
And like Three
And, you know,
Georges
and,
is in there.
and Deborah from Hall Sausage did one of the first said, Publix is a wonderful grocery store, but there's one thing that they do not do, and they do not carry local products.
Very few.
Yeah.
Very few.
Few, if any.
Yeah. And Rouse's is pretty good.
Very good at that.
but
Winn
the
Dixie
pig-
has a local section.
Piggly Wiggly does the most outstanding job
Yeah.
I've ever seen of
Agree.
doing that.
Yeah.
And
Rouse's, what Rouse's does is local to
I
Louisiana,
was about to say, yeah.
yeah,
not necessarally local Mobile. They'll have some Mobile
they
products.
carry a
in it, but
lot of Alabama State products. They
Right.
really do. And,
Yeah.
and some Mobile, not very few, but you know,
I mean, Wickles. Which
well,
I
you know, that
believe
just sold. That just sold.
Well, Wickles been made in Texas for about 10 years.
Oh, we do want to thank Butch Cassidy's over on
Yeah.
Florida Street.
Did we get Le Bouchon as well, home of Dave's
Yeah, we did
pimento
that.
cheese?
I think we did.
Well, we want to thank them. We want to
We
make
wanna
sure
thank
they
them
know
all.
that we are thankful.
Yeah, we love them all. But got some kudos to put out. They just released the semifinals of the James Beard Award. And for those who don't know what the James Beard Award is, it's
Most prestigious award in the restaurant industry.
Yeah, it's the Academy and Grammy and Golden Globe all wrapped up in one in the
But
gastronomic,
not People's Choice.
not People's
Not
Choice,
People's Choice.
in the gastronomic.
Field. Yeah,
Field.
it deals primarily with restaurants, but is also branched out into media and print media.
One day we'll have one, or at least
Probably
nominated. But there are two locally we want to stress is Hope Farms in Fairhope.
Wonderful place that uses Hall sauce.
There you go. They were nominated for Outstanding Wine and Other Beverage Program.
Okay.
And that's awesome. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just wine and that's big. That's big.
Yes, it's huge.
Now, here's what's big. Arwen Rice,
Mm-hmm.
the executive chef at Red or White on Dolphin Street, Mobile, nominated for Best Chef in the South.
Wow.
That is
Now,
huge.
Now, this is a semifinal,
Right.
and it's Best Chef.
Yeah.
But also to mention Shannon Willis, Last Call Baking in Birmingham for Emerging Chef. Kelsey Bernard Clark at the KBC in
That's,
Dothan, Best
Dothan,
Chef South. Mhm.
She's
Dothan.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I've
She's
heard.
phenomenal.
And
Our good friend John Gibson has done some work with her
cool.
and has a.
And John's a great guy.
Yeah, we'll try and get you back on now that Auburn's football season's over and see what it was like handling. all
They
the
ain't got to
food
feed the basketball players.
I don't know. That's why I'm giving you a little space.
Well, they're all tall and skinny. They need these.
No, they ain't skinny, except
And-
for Chad Mazar Baker. But
And Rob McDaniel of Helen in Birmingham for best chef.
is that where he's at now? Is Helen? Rob is a tremendous chef.
Yeah, it says Helen.
Yeah.
Maybe H sound.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's one of those things you kind of lose touch after a couple of years. But he was in the circle with Brody and Chris Sherrill, and would come down and do a lot of events at Floribama and stuff down there when Chris was at Floribama. And he really is one of the best chefs in the state, and apparently one of the best chefs in the South.
Hopefully going to be.
Yep.
But we hope that it's Arwen as well. Arwen Rice. We hope it's.
Well, you know, it's an honor just to be nominated. In this case, it really is.
In this case, it is.
Yeah.
Competition? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're not just going up against the rest of Alabama. You're going up against chefs in New Orleans, Atlanta, Nashville, Miami.
It can
Charlotte.
be life changing.
Yeah.
It can be life changing.
Yeah. And these are people, these aren't bloggers that are picking this. These are people, but they do have a diverse crowd because we had and I'm drawing a blank, was the cinematographer for Alton Brown on Good Eats. I'm just drawing a blank to my cohort's name. But he's been on the James Beard panel before because he worked with Alton Brown doing a TV show.
Yeah.
And that kind of brought him in. So he's been with high-end chefs and know what to expect.
Right.
Mike, we got to wrap this up.
Man, we do. It's this hour has flown by. We appreciate Danny coming on. Appreciate Cookie calling in. And folks, get out there, support local, be patient with parking. If you go down to Mardi Gras, be nice. And we always like to say here when we end the show,
what?
Provolone.
Provolone.
Yee! Provolone. Yee! Nah. Where's my thingy?